There's a difference between being as simple as possible, making it reductive. And please forgive me if I reduce it too much. But there's a difference between being a 10% company and a 10x company. And that's really going to establish how you want to approach your startup. And so 10% company is what some people would refer to as building a better mousetrap. So you look at the current solutions out there and you say, I think I can do it better. So you build the better mousetrap, which is a very solid small to medium business in the making. You can do extremely well making a 10% increase of something, building a better mousetrap and just selling those mousetraps. You can go to a proven industry. And so that's what I'm seeing right now as I'm listening that, Alex, you have figured out how to just take something that there's demand out there and you're doing it better. So that's the first thing. The question is, can it be a 10x? So this is where it's a 10x and you have, in essence, created something that is better by an order of magnitude. And that's where your disruption and all this stuff starts to happen. Disruption. So often what has to occur is you need to be disrupting, and there needs to be some type of contrarian investment thesis that you've got going, a set of contrarian assumptions, something that people say, oh, that's just never going to work. But if it does work, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So for example, Uber, people using their cars to disrupt the taxi industry, Airbnb, the whole shared economy, type thing. So when I'm listening to you, Alex, this is my question is, how much do you want to just stay and keep increasing? And again, there's nothing wrong with this. There's an exponential growth here. If you just keep increasing your business and you grow up by 10% every year, eventually you are going to do something like this, right? But 10x is you're going to figure out, now this is what investors are going to look for. This is that hockey stick type growth that people start to see. And that's where, when you get VCs and other type of capital coming in, that's where they're going to put a lot of pressure on you to do something that completely is out of the box, disrupts, can go public. There's a big fat exit, liquidity event. You get acquired by, a big unicorn or a decacorn out there. And so this is the conversation that we have to have, that in your mind, do you have more 10% ideas, which again, totally fair, totally acceptable? Or are you tickling? Is there an itch? Are you playing around with a complete 10x idea? And this is the conversation I have with founders all the time, because not all capital is the same. A lot of investors, for example, your friends, family, and associate investors, are really happy with 10% year over year growth. That's absolutely fantastic. Just improve everything by 10%. In fact, if you improve all sorts of metrics by 10%, you get exponential growth. And that type of return, they'd be super happy with that. I'm not saying you're going to go 10% on their money, but if you keep growing your business by 10% and all the metrics by 10%, and you're just building better mousetraps and improving them all the time, then feasibly you can give investors a 2x, 2.5x, 3x, maybe a 5x, depending on what industry that you're in. But if you have investors that want you to exit out and they want, 10x or 50x on their money because they're, putting in moonshot ideas, and 90% of their ideas or their investments aren't going to pay off, where they're going to need that type of return. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with saying, we're just happy growing this by 10x and building a very solid business. But then a lot of founders get very confused and they get frustrated. How come these venture capitalists and these angel investors aren't investing in me? Well, it's because you don't have a 10x idea. There's not 10x potential. So that's what I always look at. Is this 10% or 10x potential? So let's discuss. I'm going to stop recording. We can talk about it from here.